You don't get what you say you are being. I know that it's extremely popular nowadays. The all the different manifestation, law of attraction type teachings and videos and YouTubers, and that's all great. But as with everything, you know, I always want to boil it down to the basics, to the most practical thing, um, and the most actionable thing. I actually have been studying this stuff since like 2011. Working, I've worked with some very, you know, wise people one on one, from a long time ago. So for a while, and I've experienced all these things in my own life. I've seen it, I've observed it in other people, and you could observe it too. So before we get into that, if you want help with coaching, either one on one or in our group, the Burrito Diet, send me a message, leave a comment, find me on Instagram. If not, it's up to you. I try to put all the information out here for free. Um, so you could do it on your own. It's just, I believe in coaching. I always have coaches for myself in training and nutrition, and the accountability factor and the ability to have somebody see your blind spots is huge. So, anyways, that's that. Now, getting into this, um, people who are trying to lose fat, they're trying to lose weight. One of the things that they often do is they will talk about the struggle. They will talk about the hard, like what things are hard about it. They'll talk about how they can't do it, and it'll just be this kind of complaint and this negative viewpoint and perspective. So if you take and you observe any of those people, maybe you are one of those people. There's no like judgment there. It's just look and see. You'll notice that those people never get into shape. So they say they want to lose fat, they want to be healthy, they want to get stronger, right? But what they're saying, right, and what they're repeating in their heads is all complaints, all failures. So that's what they get, that's what they experience, okay? And you can look at it from any different angle you want. We've talked about this on the channel a lot, but all roads point back to the same thing. You get what you're being. Um, and then you look at somebody who is in great shape. You will never hear them or see them complain about it being difficult to lose fat, right? So if you can observe that, then the next step is the practical step is okay, well, how do I do that? Because I don't believe that. I know that I'm always complaining and feeling like a failure in fat loss and in health and in strength training, etc. So how do I not do that? Well, what I would say first, okay, we go back to like the basic structure here. Like your behaviors do not get changed at the level of behavior. Okay. Um, if you think it's too hard and you don't have time to go to the gym, then that's going to be what you're going to experience. So, what do you have to do? Hold on, we need to grab a charger here before this all shuts off. Um, so if that's you right now, then the first thing, then we look at what is a belief. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking, right? That's my favorite definition of a belief. That's from Abraham Hicks. Then you go, okay, if it's a thought that I keep thinking, then what if I start thinking an opposite thought? All right. And you start repeating that despite what your like reality is saying and what you're seeing in front of you. and the past. That's another thing. Like you go, well, I've never been able to do it, and you notice that you failed thousands of times. That doesn't exist. That's not real. Okay. Your current body is a manifestation of all the thoughts and beliefs that you've had over the last however many years. Okay. So every time you have these thoughts like, oh, it's so hard, I don't have time, if I look at cake, or if I look at a carb, I just gain fat. Then the moment you observe it, then you put on the other, or you turn on these other thoughts. Okay. I'm in phenomenal shape. I always have time to work out. I'm goddamn so healthy and strong and virile. You just start repeating that. You don't pay attention to, okay, well, you're 60 pounds overweight. That doesn't matter. That's not a real thing, right? Um, and literally the moment you start doing this, then you're gonna note, and again, just be the observer, watch these things happen. The moment you're saying these things, instantly you're no longer that person, you're a different person. Then the behaviors come from those beliefs, and you will notice you make a different decision when it comes to food. You make a different decision when it comes to skipping a workout. You make a different decision where you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit down and drink 10 beers, right? So that's where we have to put our attention if we want this to be easy, and it can be easy. We create our struggles in here, right? And not even here, because your consciousness is not actually local. There's plenty of studies and different sources that show that your consciousness is not local to your body, right? And so it's not even like what's going on in here. Your consciousness is observing everything, right? And whatever your conscious is thinking and repeating over and over, that's what you're experiencing, right? Whether it comes to money, whether it comes to your body, whether it comes to relationships. Um, and I really think that this is a place that you can really make a big impact on your health, because look, there's never been more information, there's never been more ways to lose fat, there's a million ways to lose fat, right? Obviously we happen to think the burrito diet is the best way to do it, most fun way, most peaceful way. But when you start to do this, your behaviors start to change, and you go, damn, that was easy, that was fun. When people go, they kind of like are self-deprecating, or like glorifying the struggle, those people never actually go on to have sustainable bodies and health and leanness, etc. So remove that too. No self-deprecation, no negativity, no glorifying the struggle. One of my focuses has always been, man, it's so easy. It's so easy to lose fat. It's so much fun to lose fat. That's why we always focused on fun when it came to stuff at San Jose Barbell, or even with my clients, or everybody in the burrito diet group. Like the emphasis is on fun. When we're talking about food, the emphasis is on enjoyment and ease, right? So that's what I would kind of leave you with here. And I am a perfect example. There's no reason a 5'11" Indian guy should be able to dunk, should be able to deadlift 500 pounds, should have a six pack. I was obsessed with those things, and I was just like, I didn't know I was doing it, but I would just like be obsessed with that, and those things happened. Okay. So, yeah, you got questions about that? Leave them in the comments. It's all about positivity. Positivity. That doesn't mean this like fake over the top positivity that's not real. Like, again, if you're trying to like force it and you don't really believe it, then what are you being? You're being a lie. You're being a complaint, right? So, but that's also one of the things is like you just keep repeating it. You just keep repeating it perfectly for you in the opposite direction. You've done it perfectly. Manifestation works perfectly for you in creating things that you don't want. Okay. Um, fun, enjoyment, peace, and repetition. And you have to claim it and demand it. If you don't, if you're wishy-washy, because what are you looking at? Like you're seeing, oh my God, I'm so overweight. It's not gonna happen. Your choices are gonna reflect that. And then that's gonna reflect, in your body.